talk, everybody listen. Say hate, hate, hate cookie. Latest gossip, television shows. Yeah, you know I'm spilling. Reading them documents, facts don't lie. Tune in, drop it in the chat, don't be shy. And let's talk about it. Welcome to Tater Tot Lane, come ride with me. Hot tea, real talk, yeah, that's the key. So tune in, let's talk about it.
Period. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, y'all? Get in here, get in here, get in here. Okay, because we got some more stuff to talk about. Make sure y'all watch that press release, press conference that Benjamin Crump, Al Sharpton, and Nolan's parents did earlier today, demanding a federal investigation that the FBI or something of that sort get involved in this case, because they have tried to spin this narrative about the mother being under investigation and all this shit. If y'all put that motherfucking lady under investigation and she done lost her fucking son about on the phone, but y'all motherfuckers ain't made not one damn arrest to no fucking body else, we on your ass, Mississippi. And not the way you like it. Okay? Hey, Miss Shirley. Hey, cousin. Thank you, y'all. I'm gonna do a calm out on it probably this weekend and to switch it up. But I've been wearing it, throwing on and go, child. Throwing on and go. Yes. It's on the 12 Days of Slay series that I did on YouTube on Wednesday Slay. Let me put the link to this video. Uno momento. Let me get it. Where's my Wednesday Slay channel? Here we go. Yeah, thank you. I just kind of like learned how to fluff it up to where it fall right. So yeah, we gonna be outside. And I got to do a couple wig reviews probably this weekend. I've been so busy. Oh, this not the one. This the wrong one. I done copied the wrong damn link. This the one. Okay. Hey, Kelly. Okay. Again, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Share the video as well. And also hit the reaction button so more people can know that we're live and come up in this mode, because y'all heard the parents today thank the content creators and independent journalists and things like that that's keeping this story alive, that's keeping their son's name out here in the universe, so they don't think that they can scare people off with these fake ass dumbass attorneys and try to scare people from talking about it so they can try to sweep it up under the rug. We not having it. Okay, I think the next thing they probably gonna do after the prayer vigil for him next week on his birthday, and again his birthday is August 19th. He would have been 19. His mother was crying so bad on that damn thing. It was, I'm telling you, the mama, I can't, like, because it's like she sits there in these moments, you know, because she's in front of the public and things like that. But you can tell, like, even like as Benjamin and Al Sharpton them, as they're talking, her son, like the realization of her son actually not being here anymore plays in her head. So you can actually see it in real time. And then it hits her, and then she have to get herself together, which I don't feel she should have to. I will be bawling my eyes out. I will let these motherfuckers know how they have literally ripped me and my fucking family's hearts out of our chests. and threw it and stomping on them. Actually, they would have to see it. They would have to see it. I wish she wouldn't hold back. I wish she wouldn't hold back. Let it out, Miss Christine. Let that shit out. And you too, Elmore. Because when I tell you that daddy's so messed up right now, it's a shame. It is a shame. So yeah. And they said they appreciate people. Benjamin Crump did release a statement. I think I screenshotted it. 1 second. Let me see here. And they trying to put all this stuff off on Benjamin Crump. Really, it don't matter why they're doing it. Of course, there's attorneys and things like that, but they are also civil rights attorneys and leaders and stuff like that. And it don't matter why. All that matters is that they trying to get justice for this young man. And that's what, if y'all his best friends and all this shit, that's the same thing y'all should be trying to do with y'all knucklehead asses. Okay, so they had a press conference today. Let me share my screen. So they had the press conference today with the NABJ, the National Association of Black Journalists. But he also released this yesterday with a statement. Atlanta, Georgia, August 12th, 2026. Nationally renowned civil rights and personal injury attorney Ben Crump will join the parents of 18-year-old Nolan Wells, Reverend Al Sharpton, founder and president of the National Action Network, NAN, and Congresswoman Lucy McBath, she's a Democrat in Georgia, at a news conference in Atlanta on Thursday. They will amplify the newly issued call from the Congressional Black Caucus for the U.S. Department of Justice, the DOJ, to open an independent federal review of Nolan's disappearance and death. Hey, Ms. Janetta. They not letting this slide. They on their ass. In a letter to the U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanchard and FBI Director Kash Patel, Congressional Black Caucus Chair Yvette D. Clark, NY09, and caucus members urged the DOJ to determine whether a separate federal investigation, including a possible civil rights investigation, is warranted. The lawmakers wrote that the Wells family has waited more than a month for basic answers and should not be forced to grieve in an information vacuum. Damn. And give the department 7 days. Keep that in mind, because that attorney stepped up, hey, Kelly, and said 7 motherfucking days we gave them. Gave the department 7 days to explain what actions it has taken or intends to take. The FBI is already assisting local investigators. Assisting them in what capacity? Is my question, because when we get into these interviews with attorneys Dumb and Dumber, y'all gonna see why I feel like the FBI ain't doing shit either. Congresswoman McBath, who represents Georgia and serves in the Congressional Black Caucus, will stand with the family in Atlanta. She entered public life after her 17-year-old son, Jordan Davis, was shot and unalived in Jackson, Florida in 2012. Aww. Nolan disappeared during a 4th of July boat trip to Horn Island, Mississippi, and his body was found on the morning of July 6th. An independent autopsy commissioned by the family classified both the cause and manner of death as undetermined. Finding from the Mississippi State Medical Examiner's Office has not been publicly released, or privately, it looks like. The news conference will follow a plenary conversation with Attorney Crump, Reverend Sharpton, and the Wells family at the 2026 National Association of Black Journalists Convention and Career Fair. So they show where it was going to be at, when it was going to be, and who was going to be in attendance. During the press conference, they also had a private investigator there. So it looks like he is also on the case, investigating what's going on. But again, the Crump law firm and things like that, they are civil attorneys, right? They're not what do you call it? They're not law enforcement. So they can't just go and do certain things. They can't just go and do certain things or whatever, because that would taint the evidence. You know what I'm saying? That would taint the evidence. It's a chain of command. Like if somebody else got it, even with the mother having the phone, like, for one, why the fuck is y'all now requesting a phone after he's been dead for a month? Why y'all want his phone now so bad? Because that should have been the request of them, of the law enforcement, when he was found deceased. But since they didn't see any foul play or find any foul play at that time, I guess that it wasn't an urgent need for it. So are y'all saying that now, since y'all want this phone so urgently, that it's a matter of needing it for, because it's not foul play? It was foul play found in the autopsy. Like, what's going on here? Is giving that they're trying to hide some bullshit, and they need to stop. And like, we're not letting the shit go. So y'all better round up and watch out. This is what I think they're doing now, because of, again, if y'all notice, Bart them got separate attorneys. Warren, Jax, and Morgan, and whoever else they other buddy is, they got other attorneys. But one thing that I didn't think about, and what I'm starting to wonder now, is Warren said they went out there with an excess of 20 plus people among 3, possibly 4 boats. So it's more people involved in this than just the 4 guys. Or 5 guys. It's more people involved and more witnesses. All of those people that went out there with y'all and came back with y'all, why are they on the police radar? Because y'all seen in the interview that we listened to yesterday, they made a point of talking about them being at a restaurant, and I guess being asked if the pictures on the internet was them, and they felt that they were threatened. But only after the people that's been visibly identified as being with Nolan the day he passed, only after they left out of the restaurant did the people threaten the friends that was there, that they kept saying had nothing to do with it. With what, we don't know. Because Y'all said y'all ain't do shit. So of course they had nothing to do with nothing because there's nothing that had to do with, right? So I'm wondering, were the guys that was in the restaurant still, even though I don't believe that people were saying that shit to them, that they was gonna kill them and all that shit. But the guys that was left in the restaurant, were they also out there on Horn Island? Did they go to Horn Island with y'all as well? Because they said people try to get on Horn Island, they try to find them a ride out there because it be lit. So out of the 20 excess people, we only know the names of maybe 4 to 5 of the guys that was there. So what were the other people that was at the restaurant with y'all there too? And since y'all from this little small town, I'm quite sure the people that was in the restaurant know them. Just like who was it? Jax or Morgan? One of them said that, I think it was Morgan, said that some man told them like, y'all might want to get out of town before people kill y'all and all that stuff. And yet they still in town. And yet the attorney just said that all the people in Ocean Springs is fine people in Ocean Springs, but yet they would threaten to kill your clients and their other friends that didn't have nothing to do with nothing that really didn't happen. Okay. So those people probably know that they asses was out there too, and with them as well. That's why they won't say what their names are. But I think that they are fighting amongst each other. They're trying to figure out who the fuck is going to take the fall for this. Who is going to take the fall for this? I think that's where their divide is. And that's how we're going to get to the bottom of who did it. Because at the point where it comes, it's getting closer to the time. Now they asking the DOJ to get involved with an independent investigation and shit like that too. To make sure civil rights and shit like that wasn't involved. Since it is Mississippi and since it was one African-American person with another whole complete race that's known to do African Americans however fuck way they want to and think that it's okay or it's fine or whatever the case may be. That's just the history. Okay. I didn't make that up. That's just the history, especially in Mississippi. So while they're trying to do that, one of them is going to figure out like, fuck it. I'm just going to say, I want the deal. I want the deal. Let's see if we can get the deal. Hey, Miss QT Pie. Yeah, they still haven't confirmed that they even sent the organs over to the independent autopsy guy, medical examiner, because first of all, that autopsy was some money. And they didn't send all of the stuff to them. So they need to be sending the rest of those parts to him. If y'all concluded y'all fucking investigation and y'all autopsy, those parts need to be sent to that independent autopsy person as well. That's giving obstruction. And after you completed your autopsy, those parts belong to Nolan's parents. And if they paying for an independent autopsy, I will be suing their ass for that shit too. And especially with the guy that they had do it, he's like a top medical examiner, like to the stars and all that shit. And he was in DC, so you know he did all the people like from White Houses and all the political people. He probably did their autopsies and stuff like that. And you know that he's charging, because they say autopsies can cost up to like $7,000 up to like $100,000. So you know he's gonna be on the higher end of the scale since he's that good. I don't know, but y'all let me know in the comment section. I did just drop a short that I want y'all to check out when we finish with this live, because we need to get into these dumb ass fools that they call damn attorneys. And Nancy Grace about to chew them into pieces. And again, we just gonna have to see what it's gonna be. Fair use. fair use. I'm going to speed it up.
Into the Nolan Wells death bombshell. Joining us tonight, Nolan's friends' lawyers fight back. Who's telling the truth? They think they know, but do they? I'm Nancy Grace. This is Prime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us. There's a big honkin' mark, subcutaneous deep reddening tissue on his occipital. If I hit somebody in the back of the head, it'd be right there.
There was no indication that there was any kind of contusions on the hand, the arm, no kind of defensive event.
Back to Officer Tatum, star of The Officer Tatum on YouTube. Have the friends taken polygraphs?
Well, from my understanding, all but I believe one took a polygraph. And from what was told to me, that they all passed. And all of the ones that took a polygraph took one without a lawyer. And they cooperated with law enforcement. So from my understanding, everybody took a polygraph.
Why do you say that's from what you understand? Did they tell you they took a poly and passed?
Yes, ma'am. They told me that they did it. I wasn't there. So that's what I'm saying from my understanding. They told me that all the boys except one, which is Warren, I believe, took a polygraph test. All of them did not have lawyers and did it and cooperated with police. Warren also cooperated with police. I just believe he didn't take a lot of take the test, but Warren is the young man that I interviewed. So according to what they told me, they all took a lot of tech tests and passed. And it's an equivalent of a lot of tech tests. It's not a traditional lot of tech test, but it's the same theology of trying to get to if a person is not. I don't know the name of it. It's an equivalent of a lot of tech.
Is that too fast, y'all? Put a 1 in the chat if that's too fast. I'll slow it down a little bit. I'll play that one.
This is a different methodology. I don't believe it was a polygraph test. I believe they took other stressors in order to analyze.
So then the answer to did they take a polygraph would be no.
No.
That is Officer Tatum from The Officer Tatum on YouTube. Joining us tonight are two very special guests. They are convinced of the friends. And when I say quoties, I don't mean they are or they're not friends, because I don't know. The young men on the Triton boat that took Nolan Wells to Horn Island. Many argue he was on the boat on the return when foul play occurred. Many argue he was not. In fact, the timeline has blown up because there are reports that Nolan Wells was seen on the island after the friend's boat left, which would exonerate them. Is that true? I don't know, and I'm trying to find out. For me, nobody's guilty, and everybody's a suspect because we don't know the truth yet, but we will. Joining us tonight, Tyler Cox, the lawyer for several of the young men with the law firm Taylor and Cox, him being the Cox. Also with us, another veteran trial lawyer, Edward Pulsick, attorney for the boys as well. Actually, they're not boys. They're adults in the eyes of the law due to their age. Gentlemen, thank you for being with us tonight. My first question to clear up this matter, have your clients taken polygraphs? First to you, Tyler Cox.
Nancy, my clients have not taken a polygraph test. And I can tell you.
I just also, too, want to bring y'all to this attention right here while they saying that people is race baiting for race looting and all that type of shit. Trent Out Loud did a video and he pointed this bottle out, this liquor bottle behind him that he has strategically placed behind him, that this liquor bottle, this bourbon, is the same liquor bottle that's behind Officer Tatum in his interviews, and that he has on the wall of his studio this same brand here. So they're doing brand deals while they are doing these interviews and shit like that. So these motherfuckers are clout chasing. Okay, they're clout chasing, and they don't have any fucking legitimate reason to even be involved with these damn boys. That's the reason why these boys is even talking, because if they have these defamation attorneys and all this type of shit, civil attorneys, they wouldn't be talking about shit. They wouldn't let them boys talk about shit.
Why? Because any lawyer worth their salt is going to tell their clients not to take a polygraph test under any circumstances. Two of my clients went in and made statements with me. We're not going to make a or am I not going to do a polygraph test because, one, as you know, they're not admissible in court. And so it wasn't going to be admissible anyway. You should never, ever, if you're a lawyer, allow your clients to take a polygraph.
Didn't Officer Ruckus say that them boys had took some type of distress test, but without any attorneys and stuff like that, and made statements to the police without attorneys? This guy just said that two of his clients, he was there with them when they made their statements. And why, since they're not defense attorneys?
Polygraph test. Now, we allowed investigators from the jump to have access to their phones, their Life 360, everything. We have cooperated implicitly every step of the way. But no, they didn't take polygraph tests. But what I'll tell you is one of the other boys, who I won't mention.
I'm still wondering, too, why the fuck do they have these boys' faces blurred out when they are on fucking YouTube? Like, why?
Name, but I'm sure that you've heard, took one. The girl that Nolan was with took a stress analysis voice test, and so did the other boy. So that's the test they took. Both of them passed.
So Katie done took the stress analysis test, and if she passed, then that means that some of them boys, whoever did take the motherfucking shit, is fucking lying when they said that she went, that he stayed with her. Is that, am I reading this wrong? If they took the stress analysis test, Katie took the stress analogy test, but not all the other people that was on the damn boat, but two other boys, and they all passed them, why Officer Ruckus didn't say that Katie took a test that was equivalent to a poly? And
so, again, no lawyer worth the salt is going to tell his clients to take a polygraph test or anything like that.
I would like to.
Why not? If it's not a possibility that they even did anything like this, why wouldn't you want them to prove their innocence through a polygraph test? Since they, with 100% certainty that they had nothing to do with Nolan's death, why not
corroborate part of what Tyler Cox just said? Any defense attorney, whether they're truly convinced their client is innocent or guilty, they're not going to allow a poly. I've never seen that. I've had a couple of lawyers, maybe 3, in all the years I practiced, all the people I put behind bars, consent before trial to a poly. 3. And they were all criminal cases that carried severe penalties. So what he's saying is true. Even if you think your client is innocent, very rarely will you see a defense lawyer say, sure, take a poly. However, I disagree with you regarding their admittance into court. Polygraphs are allowed in civil trials. O.J. Simpson, he flunked horribly. And if both sides stipulate to the polygraph's admittance before the polygraph is taken, it can come into a criminal trial.
Correction, Tyler Cox is a criminal defense attorney. And again, he said he'd been there from the beginning, but they acted like they didn't have any attorneys or nothing like that in the beginning. Yes, y'all have. And why the fuck would you have them on these podcasts if you've been there, they're an attorney from the beginning?
The reality is that never happens. That never happens.
Right. At the time that we first cooperated with police, the first very week, the days after, just 1 to 2 days after the disappearance of Nolan Wells, we're not thinking about a civil suit. We're not thinking about that. We're thinking about how can we provide as much information to authorities so that they can find Nolan Wells. And
y'all hear this? He was summoned and detained by the damn families when Nolan was just missing. I'm just saying, that's strange. Because they didn't go out and find him. They didn't go out that night to try to help him find him or nothing. So when the fuck did they contact you the night he was missing? And why? Instead of going out and having their asses out helping look for him.
It was not until after we spoke to officers and investigators that Nolan, unfortunately, his body was found on Horn Island, washed up. And it's unfortunate. And I hate that for Nolan. Because by all accounts, he was an incredible person. He was just truly remarkable in almost every sense of the word. But I mean, we're not thinking about a civil suit at that point in time. We're trying to help authorities find our friend, who we can't find either.
Edward Polczyk joining us in addition to Tyler Cox, both of them veteran trial lawyers. He is with Taylor Dykema. Edward, how did you get involved in this case?
Well, I'd rather not talk about that. I can just tell you this. I can tell you that it was through a friend of a friend.
You're kidding, right? You're kidding me. Because when you tell me, I'd rather not answer.
Well, I want to
That's
protect
just
the names.
igniting me to find out how you got involved in the case.
Well, hold on. I can tell you a little bit more. I can tell you this. I can tell you a close friend who.
So when people ask, because y'all know that he was part of the team that helped Trump sue, I think, CBS or something like that. So when people say, where's Trump at? Because with Nancy Guthrie, he was all in that shit and da-da-da-da-da. This is where Trump is. Trump done sent his ass down here to see what's going on and try to get these boys out of this shit. That's what this is. To try to shut the media up from talking about Nolan Wells. This is what I feel that this is. A friend of a friend. Okay, we see. And we see everybody as his fucking friend too.
Knows the Ocean Springs, Mississippi community very, very well. Is from the area. Connected me to a friend of his. And then I found myself speaking to Tyler here. And Tyler and I instantly became very close friends. We both have blue.
Listen to this dumb motherfucker right here. This is a person that he's probably a virgin. If he's not, he probably got a cash out for the ass out because he is very fucking weird. He is creepy as fuck. Like, y'all instantly became very close friends. How the fuck you instantly become very close friends? Motherfucker, you a damn attorney. Ain't y'all cautious of people and question every damn thing? Listen to this shit.
Here. And Tyler and I instantly became very close friends. We both have blue pickup trucks, so now we're the Blues Brothers. We just became very close. We hit it off. Then I had the opportunity to speak to Warren, speak to Morgan, speak to Jax, and we hit it off also. And I immediately.
Y'all think he trying to date these people or something? He is so happy to be talking to these people. It's weird. Ain't he weird? Can somebody put a 1 in the chat if this motherfucker is weird to y'all? Because both of y'all got blue pickup trucks. Y'all the Blues Brothers? Do you fucking hear yourself? Do you think this shit is a game? Like, this shit ain't no fucking Monopoly. This is not a fucking, this is somebody's real life. Their son is dead. And you talking about these connections that you done made with these young men as if it's the beginning of a fucking love story. Weird ass. I think Trump probably would think he was weird and creepy too. He probably told him, don't let this motherfucker come, whatever his name is. Eric. Don't Eric can't come back to the White House. We can't talk about shit with Eric. Shit, keep his ass as far away from me. Tell him go run some files or something. Don't let him come. He is creepy as fuck to me. Look at him. Look at his teeth.
Really realized these are incredibly fine young men. I realized right away I wanted to help them out.
Ed, to you and Tyler. I'm not saying they have lied, and I'm not saying they haven't lied. I don't know. I have no reason to disbelieve your clients or to believe them. But you do know that people can look you right in the face and lie through your teeth, and you believe them. I've done it. I've had witnesses that I found out were lying to me. And
especially when you acting like you in love with their asses. A motherfucker you in love with can tell you the damn sky damn purple. Shit.
it was a huge blow. I've had police officers. I worked a child trafficking case. My first child trafficking case. Worked it. I finally found the little girl. I went into a room full of sex workers. They went, she's in there. I'm like, there's no child in there. They went, she's the one in the white boots. She looked like she was 38 years old. She's 14. That said, we won the case. But fast forward about 10 months later, I was walking through the grand jury room and I saw these horrible federal court sketches. I'm like, oh my stars. Is that who I think it is? It was my vice cops. They had been stealing from dopers and they got indicted by the feds. And I had been out on the street with them every day for months trying to prove a child trafficking case. So just because somebody tells you the sky is blue does not mean the sky is blue. You do know that, right?
Well, I can tell you this: they were off Horn Island at 4:30 p.m. on July 4th, and Nolan Wells was seen alive.
Now we're getting somewhere. How can you prove that to me other than them telling you? I assume you've got GPS tracking and the call to CETO.
We have witnesses among other things, but I can also tell you this: they were off the island at 4:30 p.m. and Nolan Wells was seen alive by multiple people at 6 p.m. still on the island. And I'm sure Tyler would be happy to elaborate on that. But this is a no doubt 100%.
Please tell me, Tyler.
Yes.
Because I don't believe any of these people, and I don't disbelieve any of these people. I want to hear about witnesses that spotted him alive after 4:30, because I believe I can confirm the boat left around 4:30. And I'm referring to the Triton. That's the boat they were on. There are a lot of boats. Let's see the video of all the boats out there. So when I say Triton, I'm talking about the boat Nolan was on the way to the island. There's a lot of boats out there and a lot of witnesses too. This is from the Officer Tatum. Okay. There are witnesses placing him there at 6. And I want to be very clear, gentlemen, that I'm not convinced he drowned just because somebody said so. Even if he did drown, that does not mean that there wasn't foul play. Why is that mark on the back of his head? Was he hit on the head and fell in the water? Was he held under the water? Was it an accident?
But also, too, if he did drown, who provided him with alcohol when he's underage? So whoever provided him with the alcohol would be responsible for his death, because they provided him with alcohol when he somehow just drowned, because they talking about he was hammered and so fucking drunk, which means also too, you wouldn't have left him out there if he was so fucking drunk. Why would you leave him out there?
I don't know, but I am very interested in witnesses that place him alive at 6 p.m. Please tell me, Tyler Cox.
So, Nancy, look, we have had multiple witnesses reach out to us, 2 confirmed witnesses that saw Nolan Wells on the island.
2 confirmed witnesses is very different from you saying multiple, like it's more like it's 6 or 7 people out of thousands of people that y'all say was on that motherfucking island.
Around 6 p.m. on July 4th, well after the Triton, as you said, left around 4:30. And so those witnesses have went to investigators, they've talked to the police, and they've done what they're supposed to do. We've cooperated 100%. So has
Where did they
those
see
witnesses.
him, Tyler Cox? Where did the witnesses see them? Do they know him well enough to make a positive ID? Hey, speaking of a positive ID, control room, please pull up a photo that we showed a couple of days ago. There are 2 or 3 women, white females, walking along the beach, as I recall, each clad in a bikini. There is one, I believe, a white male and one black male walking with them. That can you zoom in a little bit? That's not really helping me that much. For instance, did your witnesses know Nolan? Can they identify him? Because I'm looking right at this and I cannot identify if the male behind the female on the white, the female wearing a white hat, I can't tell if that's Nolan or not. It's a very blurry photo. I can't make it out. So do your witnesses know him? I mean, let me see my guess, please. Mr. Polsick, Mr. Cox, I know the 2 of you. I don't see both of them. There they are. The 2 of you have tried a lot of cases, as have I. To get in or attack an eyewitness, and it's in the code, the official code of Mississippi annotated. There are prescribed methods under which you cross-examine an eyewitness. For instance, does the witness know the target? Was the lighting sufficient? How far away was the witness? What were the conditions of the eyewitness identification? Was the eyewitness inebriated or high or otherwise incapacitated? How far away were they? Do they wear glasses? It goes on and on and on. It's laid out in the code. Tell me about these witnesses. How do they know it was Nolan? Hey, control room, show me that picture of Nolan on the boat. He's bent over. All I can see are his legs and his behind. The only reason I think that's Nolan is because it matches his swimsuit. Did they see that? How can they identify Nolan? First to you, Tyler.
Well, I'm not sure if the witnesses saw that picture that you just put on screen, but I can confirm to you that these witnesses know Nolan. They've known him for a long time. They were able to make a positive ID, and they told that to investigators. They told them that from the very start.
Had they been drinking?
What investigators? Did they tell the sheriffs now? Because what investigators are we talking about?
That I do not know.
How are they sure it was 6 o'clock? Look, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm asking the questions I would ask in court. How do they know it was 6 o'clock? Did they go, oh, there's Nolan Wells at 6 p.m.?
Well, I'm pretty sure, Nancy, they were aware of the time.
How?
I'm not sure if they were drinking or not, but they're the ones that came forward to police.
How are you sure that they was aware of the time, but you're not sure if they were fucking drinking or not? And they just didn't think that any black boy that was on the island was Nolan. Because that guy in those dark damn blue shorts is damn sure not fucking Nolan.
And investigators, and that's their story to tell. What I'm telling you is they made a positive ID on Nolan Wells around 6 o'clock, and they.
But these people, he said that they know Nolan really well. So if they know Nolan really well, then why the fuck didn't they tell his parents that they had seen him on the island at 6 something? Why they didn't tell the parents' attorneys them that? Because they also have a tip line as well. Why didn't these witnesses, since they know Nolan very well, why didn't they tell their parents like he was on the island at 6 something last time? We seen him around 6 something. But again, these witnesses didn't come forward until that damn CTO call was dissected.
Told that to investigators, all while our clients were off the island around 4:30. So we have positive identification on Nolan on the island an hour and a half after our clients left. So as you know from your experience as a prosecutor,
we don't even have evidence that all of your clients was off the island at 4:30. Because they said they came 20 plus deep with 3 plus boats, maybe. So we're not sure even if they were off the fucking island at that time. All we know is the CTO call. And the CTO call, they were still on the island because they said it was at the west tip of Horn Island. So they wasn't gone. And that's one boat coordinates that they pulled up. Only one of the boats that they all were on. It was more than one boat that went out there with the group. So now you have 20 plus people that we need to account for.
they can't do two things at once. They can't be on the island at 6 o'clock and be on the boat going off the island at 4:30. So that's where we are. Our clients have nothing to do with the death of Nolan Wells. We don't know how he died. We want to know. Please tell us. Somebody. We want to know just as much as anyone else. Our clients loved Nolan Wells. They were brothers.
But I thought he said on the Chris Como show, or was that the other guy? I think that was the other Bart's attorney.
Nolan Wells. I've still yet to hear one bad thing about Nolan Wells. He was a good Ocean Springs kid. Just as Chuck Bordee says all the time in the courtroom, these are good Ocean Springs people. So Nolan was a good Ocean Springs person too. They love Nolan. We want to know. Will someone
just stop right there,
tell us?
Tyler. Tyler, I've got 1 hour, and nobody.
That part, political junkie. You see how they won't make direct eye contact into the camera? He is blinking excessively. And when she put the other creep on the damn on the screen, look how he's looking. Like he's making all these weird facial expressions. Like, he is creepy.
Everybody's running for miscongeniality. Let's just let it be noted, judicial notice. They were all good. Everybody's good. Okay. Tyler,
Yes.
the witnesses that came forward, here's something that would tend to corroborate them is if multiple witnesses said the same thing. Witnesses separated in time and space, witnesses that are not all friends, witnesses that are not good friends with your clients, that may have a reason to be fuzzy all the time. I'm not saying they are or that they're not. Here's my question to you. Are these witnesses friends of your clients?
I don't think they're friends, and they're not even the same age.
Okay. Next question.
Then why you just say, oh, how well they knew Nolan?
How many witnesses place him there on the island at 6-ish?
At least 2 that I know.
2. Do the witnesses know each other?
Yes.
Were they together that day?
Yes.
Have they had a chance to discuss their recollections with each other before they came to police?
Well, I'm sure they did. Nancy, look, they did what they were supposed to do, and they spoke to police officers. And you know as well as I do that if investigators or a DA's office had any sort of probable cause to make an arrest in a case like this, they would. They would have.
Or they may be gathering evidence to make sure they've got all the evidence that there is. I mean, I would wait.
Thank you, Dory. This motherfucker, she clearing their ass. Now, that's why I wanted her to do with Carmelo Anthony with her pigeon looking ass. But she is clearing these motherfuckers. Like, I don't know if I'm just trying to figure out. Do y'all just think that many people is stupid? This shit y'all saying don't even make no sense. Like, this is the shit y'all do in court down there in Mississippi? Because what the fuck? Like, this don't even make any sense what you saying. And you know it don't.
Wait until I had all the evidence, including a completed autopsy. You know what? I'm going to jump ahead. But regarding the body, regarding Nolan's body, we've heard all sorts of inflammatory things. But the one thing that, well, many things are very interesting and probative. For instance, why was Nolan's neck of so much interest to the original medical examiner that it was removed? His foot wasn't removed. His toe wasn't removed. His ear wasn't removed. Why his neck? The lungs and the neck were removed, which obviously Edward Pulsick touches on COD, cause of death. I understand why the medical examiner took his lungs. He had to run tests on them to determine, did he drown? Of course, all three of us know you can drown and there still be foul play. Somebody whacked you on the head. If somebody held you underwater, it could be any number of things, or it could be an innocent drowning. But why the throat? What was curious about the throat, Ed? Were there marks on the throat? Was there a ligature mark? Was there manual strangulation? Was there a compression? Were there bruises? Were there scratches? I don't know.
Look at Ed. Look how he looking.
Was a hyoid missing? I could go on, but I won't. Do either of you know what was of interest to the medical examiner in the removal of Nolan's throat?
I'll tell you this. Listen, we're not coroners. We're not medical examiners. We want to know what happened to him just as much as everyone else. Quite frankly, more.
But didn't he just say on Officer Ruckus' channel that they know and they have all the evidence and they know what happened to Nolan? So now y'all don't know. Which the fuck one is it?
Because Nolan was their best friend. Warren, Morgan, Jax. Nolan was their best friend. We want to know what happened. We haven't examined Nolan's body.
His fucking parents want to know what the fuck happened too. They his damn parents and his family. Them being his best friends don't fucking supersede the parents.
Not scientists.
I just thought maybe you had been somehow told why they took his throat. Okay, that's a no. We don't know why they took his throat.
Yeah, we don't want to speculate.
Let me start with an open-ended question to you, gentlemen. I started with why haven't they taken polygraph? I want to hear what your clients are saying happened that day, because my interest is piqued because you stated a young lady, and I assume this is Katie, the mysterious Katie, who turns out not to be that mysterious at all. Much was made of that.
Yes, twins, spirit talker. He does seem like an ambulance chaser. He's creepy as fuck. I mean, I don't know how many times I just watch him. Like, you see like how Tyler is up here, like how he's looking. He just looking like his forehead too heavy and weighing it on his damn eyes or some shit. But this right here, it's like he's weird. Like he's trying to get attention. Like he looked like a Poindexter that grew up to be a lawyer. Like he looks weird. And I don't even know why he feeling all cocky and all. I don't know what the fuck this aura about him is. Hey, Tanya. Like, it's a mess. Now he lost all his cases. And on here trying to buck up to people like he gonna do something. Ain't gonna bust a grape in a damn fruit fight, y'all, in court or not.
That. Now, one thing about Katie, originally, one or some of your clients said he was with some one or some of your clients. I started with, why haven't they taken a polygraph? I want to hear what your clients are saying happened that day, because my interest is piqued because you stated a young lady, and I assume this is Katie, the mysterious Katie, who turns out not to be that mysterious at all. Much was made of that. Now, one thing about Katie, originally, one or some of your clients said he was with some girl, we don't know her. Then it turned out they had been texting with her, so they did know her. There may be an innocent explanation for that or not. So explain to me, who were they talking about when they said he was with a girl, we don't know her? He had never met her before, but yet they were texting with Katie, the girl he had been with. I'll throw that to you, Tyler. Do you know the answer to that?
Sure. So they didn't know Katie, and they believe that Nolan didn't know Katie before that day. But you have to remember, once they started getting suspicious that Nolan wasn't with them anymore, they start asking themselves, okay, well, where's Nolan? They start texting everyone that they knew. Hey, have you seen Nolan? Do you know where Nolan is?
What? Did y'all hear him? Once they start getting suspicious that Nolan wasn't with them anymore, do he mean in literal sense, or because why would you be suspicious that he's not with y'all when y'all left him on the fucking island with Katie? What? And y'all got his motherfucking phone and keys. And that's what I'm wondering too, because Warren said that didn't Tashima, the mama's friend, go to Warren's house to get the phone, and then but Jax had his keys. Do anybody know if the house that Elmore and Trishina went to get the phone and the keys? Because I would assume if they was at the same house, they would have just gave them all of it. But did they go to the same house? Were they going to the same house? Was the keys and the phone at the same location? Because I thought the keys, I think I might have caught another fucking lie, batch. Didn't Warren say that Nolan spent the night at his house? Jack said when the daddy came to his house, the daddy said, Duran, I'm gonna answer that. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. The phone was at Wyatt's house. So why the fuck was his keys at Jack's house when he didn't spend a night with Jax? And then for the girl to know where the fuck his keys was at from seeing them, I guess the night before. She said they were on the PlayStation. Two different places. And why? If he spent the night at Warren's house, why would his keys and car be at Jack's house? And for the girl to know where they were at, his keys were at, to tell Jax that, to tell Jax his keys is on the PlayStation. Huh. Durant, I think they might have too, and she didn't share, because y'all notice Katie ain't really said shit. But to me, they ain't mad enough at Katie ass. I feel like if whatever they done, if they done paid Katie a few dollars to shut the fuck up, is because they're trying to prove reasonable doubt. They're gonna blame each other, so the jury won't know who the fuck left, who he was left with, who the last person he was there with. So that's reasonable doubt that can get all of them acquitted if they point the finger at each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I feel what they're doing with that.
Did he make it back home? All before they called Christine Wells that night. Have you seen Nolan? And they believe that Nolan didn't know Katie before that day.
Never met her before, but yet they were texting with Katie, the girl he had been with. I'll throw that to you, Tyler. Do you know the answer to that?
Sure. So they didn't know Katie, and they believe that Nolan didn't know Katie before that day. But you have to remember, once they started getting suspicious that Nolan wasn't with them anymore, they start asking themselves, okay, well, where's Nolan? They start texting everyone that they knew. Hey, have you seen Nolan? Do you know where Nolan is? Did he make it back home? All before.
You notice now he's saying that they were texting all of these people asking, had they seen Nolan, but he not saying like how Warren was saying, we haven't heard from him because y'all got his motherfucking phone. So how the fuck y'all gonna hear from somebody? All they're doing is watching people give their theories and breaking down and debunking their lies and shit on YouTube and TikTok and all across social media. And then they are coming on to interviews and saying stuff that's, that's contrary to what people like. Warren, why would you call his mama and say, has she heard from him when you know you have his fucking phone? So now he's making it seem like they were trying to reach out to everybody else to see if they had seen him, not heard from him, because it's impossible to hear from his ass since y'all got his motherfucking phone and y'all know it.
Before they called Christine Wells that night, they start asking everybody. And so eventually they end up getting, through mutual friends, whoever, Katie's number. And so I believe it was maybe either Snapchat or text message. They got in communication with Katie. And Katie says, I don't know. We thought he was leaving with y'all. Well, I don't believe that's the case, obviously, because he did not leave with our boys. We don't know what happened to him, but that's Katie's statement. That's how they got a hold of Katie's.
And per your motherfucking words, Mr. Tyler Cox, Katie passed the voice analysis test, the stress test. But I don't think those things mean any motherfucking thing, because the way these people are emotionalists regarding this boy that they're calling their best friend, he was just the best person on earth. And we're more emotional than these motherfuckers are. And they actually knew him. They actually experienced his, his aura, his kindness. They experienced Nolan in real life. We haven't. We're just hearing how he was, what a fantastic person he was. And it hurts us. But these motherfuckers have no emotions. They're straightforward. They can go back to the island weeks after they found him there. Like, it's just not making any fucking sense. Either these motherfuckers are potential serial unalivers, or they just really didn't give a fuck about Nolan. For real. Even with this attorney, when he's talking about Nolan, I can feel his sincerity when he's talking about how great Nolan was. I don't know if he knew him personally, but just from, I guess, him hearing word of mouth, he's talking about Nolan in a more passionate way than his own best friends are. And they're acting like fucking robots. And it does not come across well. They seem like they don't have a fucking conscience. I'm just saying. Yeah, the bottom lawyer is sketchier than a mother, Tanya.
Numbers, because they're frantically trying to find out what happened to Nolan.
What's your take on it, Ed? Because I think he's saying they did know Katie. I couldn't tell if he said did or didn't. Did he say they all did know Katie?
No, they did not.
They didn't know Katie. All right. And they determined who she was. Okay.
Right.
Hey, hold on. Tyler, you say your clients began to get suspicious, whereas Nolan. When did they get suspicious?
It was later that night. I believe it was around 9 or 10 o'clock, maybe even 11, that they start saying, oh, well, has anyone seen Nolan? Where's Nolan? Did he make it back home? Does anybody know?
And if 2 of his clients, he got 3 of the clients, as we know, 2 of them took the voice stress test and passed. Which 2? Why Warren didn't take a voice stress test? Why he didn't take one? And how did y'all get so much in contact with Katie for her to take one, since that's not even admissible with the courts? Are you Katie's attorney as well? Because how the fuck would he even know that Katie took the test?
They start calling around, texting, asking everybody. And once they determined that no one had the answer about where Nolan was, that's when they called Christine Wells. And then they stay on the phone. My client stayed on the phone with Christine Wells for about 5 or 6 minutes. And then he tells her, look, I'm going to call the Coast Guard just to make sure. And he did. He stays on the phone with the Coast Guard for 21 minutes.
Okay. Ed Hulsick, also veteran trial lawyer. Ed, do you concur with that explanation of why they first said, I don't know her, we don't know her, he didn't know her, and then we find out that they had actually been texting with Katie? What's your understanding of that? Again, I had my favorite trial judge, Luther Alberson, would tell every jury, it is your duty to make all witnesses speak the truth. What does that mean? To reconcile the different seemingly conflicting stories, to make everyone be telling the truth and impugn perjury on no one. So maybe there's an explanation for this. Why did they say we don't know her and then they're texting her? So they did know her.
That characterization, they didn't say that. There's no contradiction. I can just tell you this: they didn't know her. Nolan was with her much of the day, and he was still on the island when they left. He apparently spent much of the day with this young lady. That seems to be what happened. But no, there was this young lady was not part of their friend group. That's right.
Okay, so when they say they didn't know her, but yet they were texting her, they did know her name.
Well, I don't know if I agree with that characterization. Yeah, the
well, enlighten me. I want to know.
Flawed. Yeah, the premise is flawed. She's not part of their friend group. They don't know her. I can tell you that it does appear, once again, it appears that Nolan was with this young lady for much of the day. That does seem to be confirmed by many witnesses.
Anything.
And I can tell you this, Nancy, one thing about this island, I did have the opportunity to go to Horn Island. And when you go to the island, everything starts to make sense.
Hey, Jess Jules. Hey, Jess the Jersey girl. What the fuck do you mean? Why do they keep on bringing it like it's a point like you got to go to the island? What they want, a bunch of people to come to the island so they can damn drown their ass or something? Like, what are they doing? Why do you have to go to the island to make something to make sense? Why would it make sense if because you went to the island? Creepy ass. Shit. Y'all had a damn orgy on that fucking island or something?
The first picture was maybe not so accurate. If you go to the part of Horn Island where, these events all occurred, you see that there are really no trees on that part of the island. It's flat, it's open. There are no visual obstructions. So there's no trees, there's no shelter, there's no nothing. And it was broad daylight with thousands of people there, meaning there was no opportunity for foul play during daylight hours.
What?
And that's where this whole thing starts to unravel.
Ed,
you have to go to the island.
Please,
you have to go
there's
to the
opportunity for foul play. He could have been walked on the head on a boat, pushed over.
I'm telling you, not in this.
It doesn't have to be on the beach. It could be anywhere.
You got to understand, it's a 10-mile long barrier island, but it's only a few hundred yards wide in most places. There's nowhere to hide.
Let me see the.
You don't have to be hiding. If you surrounded by a group of motherfuckers, 20 plus motherfuckers, and something happened in the inner circle of that group, everybody don't have to see it, especially since they all out there drinking and shit. Again, they could have just thought his ass had passed out and drunk and they was helping him to the damn boat.
Video and show it to Ed and Tyler. The video of all those boats. Anything could have happened between those boats. Anything.
Well, but
even
Nancy,
an accident could happen between those boats. And so many people are drunk. I don't think they're paying attention.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? We could always say anything is possible. An asteroid could strike right now. But I am telling you that there are a lot of people who have talked about this case and have said things that are not true, and they haven't been to the island. They've got to go to the island. If you don't go to the island, you can't speak with authority about the case. And I won't name names, but a lot of people who have hurt these fine young men and have defamed them, they've never visited the island. And I'm willing to bet that they've never visited the islands. Look at it right there. That shot you have right there. Broad daylight with thousands of people there. The picture speaks.
Do this motherfucker not realize that also too, like while they keep saying all these people was there and nothing could have happened, all those people was there and he just drowned and went off into oblivion and nobody noticed him. So if he could just go off and drown alone and nobody fucking noticed him being gone, then definitely somebody could have knocked him in the back of his damn head and knocked him out and nobody else would have noticed but the motherfuckers that hit him and that was sitting there around him that's not saying shit. So yeah, we agree that somebody would have had seen something and they just shutting the fuck up. Stupid ass.
For itself.
I agree with what you're saying. I agree that it would be nearly impossible for foul play to take place on that beach. Again, I direct your attention to the gathering of boats with the boats closely together. Everybody's drinking. Nobody's paying attention. Like, I can't tell what's going on between the boats at a distance. I don't know. I don't know what's happening in the water. I don't know. That
I
said, I agree. I don't think anything happened out in the plain view on the beach, but there are other alternatives.
I want to add, though, we have a difference of opinion. When I see that video of the boats in the water there, that also is not a good place to get away with murder. Now, we have been very careful. We have refrained from speculation. We have refrained from guessing, and we're going to continue to do that. However, plain view of that scene, the beach, the boats, the water, that is not a secretive environment. It just isn't.
I agree the beach is not secretive, and I also agree the whole island is not secretive because there's really nowhere to hide there anyway. Guys, let me move to the boat, the Triton. Has the boat been searched by authorities?
I do not believe that it has been searched by authorities, but it's been available to authorities this entire time. If authorities wanted to come see it, they're more than able to and have been.
Okay, I find that very interesting, Tyler, and I'll tell you why. In so many cases that I've prosecuted and covered and investigated, you see defendants, targets, trying to get rid of evidence. You see them cleaning the boat. You see them washing it down. You see them trying all sorts of methods to get rid of evidence. It's interesting to me and somewhat probative that your clients have offered the boat up to law enforcement to come and search it. I'm curious, has the boat not just been searched with the naked eye? Has luminol been used on the boat? Has alternative light sources been used on the boat? Has a cadaver dog come to the boat? Has a scent dog come to the boat? To your knowledge, either one of you.
To my knowledge, Nancy, I do not believe that has happened. But again, my 3 clients, either one of them, none of them own that boat. So if it has, you would have to ask the owners.
Tyler, do I look like I just fell off the turnip truck? Maybe I do, because we did. Young men on the Triton, I agree. I don't think anything happened out in the plain view on homeowners. Nancy Grace here. Scammer.
I don't have any involvement in the investigation.
I'm going to take that as an ordinary course of an investigation into potential foul play. I would have gone out there and done it. Farmers market when I was growing up. That said,
That's the owners.
Tyler, that your clients have offered the boat up to law enforcement to come and search it. I'm curious, has the boat not just been searched with the naked eye? Has luminol been used on the boat? Has alternative light sources been used on the boat? Has a cadaver dog come to the boat? Has a scent dog come to the boat? To your knowledge, either one of you.
To my knowledge, Nancy, I do not believe that has happened. But again, my 3 clients, either one of them, none of them own that boat. So if it has, you would have to ask the owners.
Tyler.
She like, batch, quit playing on my motherfucking top. Like, it had ain't been fucking searched or not. You just said, to your knowledge, it haven't. But your clients is associated with it. So wouldn't you be on that shit and they would tell you that they're searching that fucking boat? But y'all won't know the phone after a fucking over a damn month of finding his fucking body. And then now, but y'all haven't searched the boat, and you don't have any recollection of if they even searched the motherfucking boat. How do you know it's available for them to search if none of your clients own the motherfucker then? Smart ass. No, he knew what he just fucked up and said that boat had been searched. And now he trying to fucking backtrack and try. Well, I can't say for certain because that's not my clients don't own the boat. They didn't own the boat when you motherfucker just said that it was up for available for them to search. So where did you get that information from? So, and if you know that it's up for search, it's available for them to search, that means you know that motherfucker ain't been searched. Slick ass. But Tanya, the whole thing is they need to be doing that with all of them. They need to be searching all of the fucking boats that was out there with them. All of them. Why they trying to hound this damn lady about her fucking son phone, but they don't want to go through the phone together with her. They said that shit back in July. That they would go through the phone with the DA. They set up a meeting to go through the phone with the DA, with their investigators, the DA investigators, and all that shit together, and they didn't do it. Now they acting like it's so urgent they gotta have his fucking phone. The fuck out of here. They just want to fuck with that lady.
Do I look like I just fell off the turnip truck? Maybe I do, because we did sell turnips at the farmer's market when I was growing up. That said, you telling me my clients aren't on the boat, so you'd have to ask the owner. Come on, you and Paulsick know if the boat has been searched. You know if cadaver dogs or scent dogs, luminol or alternative light has been used on the boat. Can you just tell me? Yes, no. It's not your client's fault. It's law enforcement's fault if they haven't done it.
Exactly.
If authorities thought that there was something to find on that boat, don't you think this far out they would already done it?
I would think in the ordinary course of an investigation into potential foul play, I would have gone out there and done it. Just
Asking
if you believe
Walter-
Now, is that a fucking answer to what the fuck she just said? Why wouldn't they think shit was on the fucking boat? Why wouldn't they go on the boat just in motherfucking case? These motherfuckers think they playing with some fucking stupid people. They think they playing with the wrong motherfuckers.
Potential foul play.
just to say I searched it and it was clean. I didn't find
Well,
any
Nancy,
blood.
well, Nancy,
Cadaver
you're
dog
asking a
didn't
valid.
hit.
Hold on, you're asking a valid question. You're just asking the wrong people. That's a question for law enforcement.
To your knowledge, has it been searched? Have you been told by anyone that it was searched?
Motherfucker.
I don't have any
I've never
involvement
told
with the
that,
law enforcement. I don't have any involvement in the investigation.
I'm
We're
gonna take
conducting
that
our
as
own
a no.
investigation.
I
You can take
thought
it how you want. We're
Right.
conducting our own investigation.
you conducting your own motherfucking investigation.
Attention, homo.
Y'all, these motherfuckers is playing in people's faces. They think, hey, lies and more lies. They know law enforcement ain't motherfucker. They not interested in that fucking boat. They not interested in what the fuck happened to Nolan. And y'all sorry pieces of shit ain't either. Sitting up here with all this extra ass shit. That's the question you ask law enforcement. We asking your motherfucking ass since you claim you got such of a damn investigation going on. Shit. And now they want to backtrack. By them not searching that fucking boat, I hope Ben Crump and them get all over this shit. Because that's a violation of our... This shit is just giving corruption altogether. Because why wouldn't that be the first things y'all did? They ain't said shit about no search warrants, no shit. But y'all won't know the Nolan phone from his mother.
For several of the young men. Also with us, Edward Paulsick, attorney for the boys as well. Tell me what you can about the C-tow call. I've had renowned experts say, this wasn't doctored. I've had renowned experts say, this was totally doctored. Have you heard the original C-tow call from Mississippi Department Marine Resources? Have either of you listened to that call? Because I've heard it so many times, I'm now jaded based on what people think they're hearing, based on enhancements. I even had my own producer, who does not have a dog in this fight, no skin in the game, enhance it. But I want to hear what you guys know about the C-tow call. My mind is open.
Look, anybody can adjust the gain. Anybody can enhance it or sweeten it. But it doesn't change the fact that just because you put words over some audio means that those words are now attributable to what is on the call. Look,
You see that blink?
another boy called C-tow. We have video that was released of Brandon Tatum. He posted it, and it shows who all was on the boat. At no point in time does this C-tow call ever, not once, where you find any sort of mention of Nolan being on the boat, of something happening to Nolan. I cannot state clearly enough.
What we also see, as I pointed out yesterday, what we also see is we don't see no fucking water on this boat. We see them standing up there, nilly-willy. So it doesn't look like this shit is sinking. They said they were taking on water. Do anybody see any fucking water on this boat? Y'all can, and y'all can see some of the bottom part. Look by Wyatt, because this is supposed to be a picture of him on the phone with C-tow. Okay. Look at this. Let me see. This timestamp is at 36 minutes. Let me go to something. So the guy at the end is Morgan, and this guy right here is Morgan. His shorts are blue here, and his shorts are a lighter color that's like yellow or orange or tan or something right here. Let me just go there. This is Morgan right here. These are his shorts. And that's the hat. That's him right here. His shorts are blue right there. Exactly, Tanya. They tried to reinvent this shit. That's why I don't think that whatever came up right here is Nolan or anything, because I don't even think this picture was taken on that day. That's why they won't produce the metadata for when this picture was taken.
State clearly enough, Nolan was not on the boat when it departed around 4:30. Look, the video that you're showing now, does anyone look like, and look, there's the boy that's on the Seaco call right there. Does anyone look like there's a body on the boat or something had just happened? Look, Nancy, you were a prosecutor for a long time. None of these boys have a story that is untrue. Don't you think that after all this time, somebody would have snitched? That somebody wouldn't be able to keep their story straight? No. Look, these boys are telling the truth.
They haven't kept
You're
their
absolutely
story
right.
straight.
That's why I usually don't believe in conspiracies, because nobody can keep their yap shut. Somebody blabs.
And Nancy, now I'll say something about the Seato call. I have heard a lot of versions of the Seato call, and most of them are either completely fake or AI or doctored. And unfortunately, for folks that are doing that, that may become the subject of one or more lawsuits. It appears that there are hundreds of versions of the Seato call all over the internet, everywhere online. So now nobody can keep track of it. But I can tell you that. I can tell you, look at those photos. Nolan Wells is not on that boat.
The photos to me are very convincing. Let's see the photo they're talking about again.
Yes, I'm glad we agree about that.
Do I know what time that was or what day that was? Is there a timestamp? Look, I'm not saying either of you are lying. I'm saying this is how I would test evidence in court. I mean, I take everything with a box of salt. When was that taken? Where was it taken? What time was it taken? Yeah. I'm curious. Is it timestamped?
And Nancy, you've been trying this case for over 30 days. The facts are the facts are the facts. These boys had nothing to do with the death of Nolan Wells.
Okay, when was the timestamp on that video?
Nancy, I'm going to answer it this way.
Yes.
We don't think that you're accusing us of lying. We don't feel that way. We're just simply saying this.
Yes,
and it's okay.
Yes, you do, because y'all getting fucking defensive. Like she said, what's the fucking timestamp on that video? You see, they won't answer that.
Okay, you're asking legitimate investigative questions, and we don't fault you for that. But here's what we're saying. It's been over 30 days. There has never been one shred, one iota, one piece, nothing. There is no evidence that ties Warren, Morgan, or Jax to any crime because they did not commit a crime. They had nothing whatsoever to do. Right.
And again, what's the timestamp on that video?
But that's not our burden. See, that's the problem. You're putting this burden on us. All right. There's never been one piece of evidence.
You did that to yourself, Paul, when you said, here's the boat that day and he's not on it. That may very well be true. That may be absolutely true. And I'm saying, when was the video taken?
Well, no, I'm telling you.
Around 4:30, July 4th.
Yeah. And I'm telling you another thing, Nancy. We have multiple witnesses and we're going to protect their names on the air here. We're not going to air out 5 lists of witnesses. We are. We're going to protect them. So I want to emphasize that as well. The witnesses that we're talking about, we're not going to do that to them. We're not going to name them here on the air. We're not doing that.
I'm not asking you to.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you are.
I'm asking you again when the timestamp is on that video. But if you don't know, I'm not saying that that's wrong or right. Well, I'm saying I want to know to corroborate that video.
I understand that, but that's not a relevant question for your present guest since we didn't make the video. But I can tell you this.
Okay, well, you showed me
Where's-
the video, and that's what I'm asking. Okay, let me ask
Well,
you
we
something
didn't-
else.
Yeah, we didn't show you. we didn't
state
show
that
you
your
that. Yeah,
clients
go ahead.
know of witnesses, or you know of witnesses that placed
Yes.
Nolan at Horn Island alive at 6 p.m.
Yes. Yes.
Now,
100%.
all of this aside, all of the has the boat been searched? Where is Nolan's phone? Where are your clients' phone? All that is superseded by the fact that there may be witnesses placing him alive on the island at 6 p.m. And everything else disappears for me if that is true, because I know your clients were gone at 4:30 ish.
Yes.
Have these witnesses been questioned by law enforcement? Do you know?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
You're sure?
Yes. Yes. And I'll tell you another thing. One other thing. There's a corollary. Nancy, there's a corollary. So there are witnesses who can place Nolan Wells on the island at 6 p.m. There are also witnesses who can confirm that Warren, Morgan, and Jax left the island around 4:30. So both sides are covered. We got it covered.
Well, for me, it's not that simple because I still don't know what happened to Nolan Wells. However,
Neither do we.
I believe that the GPS, which really cannot be controverted, shows when the Triton left, witness or no witness. I've got that. Now, who's on the boat? I believe that video is going to tell me who's on the boat. But all that, the overarching issue is, was he alive at 6 p.m.? This is where I'm going.
And Nancy,
I don't
can I say one?
care
Nancy, one
who
thing.
was with him last. I don't care if it exonerates or convicts
course.
anybody. I just want to know the truth.
And it's good to ask.
Sir?
And I want to say this: it's good to ask tough questions. These are all valid questions. But what we're trying to do for you is simplify it. 4:30 and 6 p.m. End of story.
I want to believe you. I want to believe you, Ed. But just because somebody says so, don't make it so. And I'm trying to prove it. That your clients were gone and that Nolan, more importantly, in my mind, was still alive. If that's true, your clients are in the clear. As far as I'm
They are in
concerned.
the clear.
And the CETO call and everything else falls away. If I can place him.
Why the fuck would they want to keep the person that can exonerate their clients? Why would they want to keep them anonymous? So that motherfuckers be like, they wasn't even on the fucking island at no damn 6 o'clock. The police is just now asking for Nolan's phone after a month. So just in these past couple of weeks, they get somebody after the CETO call been coming out, because y'all keep talking about they call CETO, but they're not mentioning that the grandfather, at the exact same time that they were calling CETO, they were fucking canceling the call. Not to mention, on the boat that they claimed the picture that was right there, he said, Tyler just said it was July 4th at 4:30. He just said it. It was July 4th at 4:30. Ain't no fucking water on that boat. So who the fuck do y'all think y'all playing with? I don't even know why he's so fucking cocky, like he done solved the fucking case or some shit either. I just don't understand it.
I'm alive at 6 p.m. And the people that want to hang your clients, I can't help their unrequited anger.
Yes.
I don't care. Because
Yes.
somebody, in my mind, was the last person to see Nolan Wells alive, whether it was your client or somebody else. And I want to find that person that saw
Yes.
us. You say 6 o'clock? Who are they? Make yourselves known. Put us all out of our misery.
Exactly.
Help me find out what happened to Nolan.
Yes.
I don't understand.
Because are they the ones that did something to him? Because if they put themselves in a line of duty on this motherfucking thing, that they were the last person, so this was the last sighting of him at 6 something on this fucking island, then that means y'all did something to him. Because what happened to him? What happened to him? And also, too, the coroner, the medical examiner kept his stomach so that the time of death could not be determined as well. Why? Why? Why did they keep his stomach contents? His stomach. So that the other examiner could not determine the time of death either. They couldn't determine the matter or the time of death.
I'm just trying to find out. Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Why in the world would these witnesses make themselves public after you've seen more than 30 days of death threats, in-person threats, credible threats, people making threats and getting arrested, all geared towards these boys and others, why would they become public? Why would
Well,
they
here's-
come?
Because they would exonerate them, correct? They would exonerate them.
One
Out
answer is they're telling the truth and they want to put it out there. Another
Become the truth
possibility is
investigators.
everybody already knew who they were, so they went out on Tatum to exonerate themselves. I mean, that could go either way. But I see what you're saying. I get it.
And Nancy,
still don't know.
Nancy, have you ever
Yes.
seen any other people accused of the crimes that online internet trolls have accused these boys of go and do podcasts, do interviews, have their attorneys go and advocate for them like this on a national platform like this? If we weren't 100% sure and they weren't 100% sure that nothing they did was in connection to Nolan Wells' death. They left the island at 4:30. He was spotted on the island after that at 6, alive and well. That's it. End of story. Do you think these are actions of 3 boys who, 1, keep the story straight, 2, don't snitch on each other, and 3 have made...
Now I'm back with Nancy. What the fuck was he doing what was he doing? When they seen him, what the fuck was he doing? Because that's what a person that seen him, they would be able to describe. Like, y'all seen Nolan, he was talking up, he was chopping up. Was he with Katie? Was Katie still on the island? Because you said Katie passed the voice stress test. These motherfuckers right here. I don't know who they think they
and had to have made to defend themselves multiple media appearances and have their attorneys do the same. Are those the actions of someone who is guilty?
Yeah.
No.
Typically, no, I agree with you. But there are cases where killers go out in the front of it and make all sorts of pleas. Please bring my wife home. Please bring my little
But
babies
Nancy,
home.
here's
Yes,
the
I have
thing.
seen that. I know that's not what you want to hear,
Nancy.
but yes, I have seen it.
Right. And Nancy, let me give you a really important point here. And by the way, I appreciate some of the things you're saying. And let me just say this. This might be the most important thing. Look, we have a lot of humility. Warren, Morgan, and Jax have a lot of humility. One of the things that we knew when we were going to come on with you is we know you're going to ask us tough questions. We know you're going to ask us tough questions. And we're happy to answer them as best we can. But one thing we've been very consistent about, there are so many things we don't know, right? We won't be able to answer all of your tough questions. And the reason we can't is because we just don't know the answer to a lot of them. But we do know what we know. We know they were off that island at 4:30. We know Nolan was on the island at 6. We just want to emphasize our humility in that regard because we just don't know, and we would love to know. We want to know how this tragedy happened as much as anyone, more than anyone.
I want both of you gentlemen to understand something. If I thought I had convicted the wrong person, I couldn't live with myself.
Sure.
I personally investigated every case I ever tried and put before a jury. I do not want the wrong person, an innocent person, to suffer claims and allegations, much less go to jail. But I do want the right person, if there is a right person.
Right. If there is.
Which leads me to, I want to believe you and I want to believe your clients. But for me, everything is what can I prove? What can I prove? They say so what? Prove it to me. Let me ask you this. Do you know where Nolan's phone is? Anybody? Can anybody tell me where Nolan's phone is?
Good question.
Right now, as we sit here today.
Has it ever been turned over to authorities?
No, it has not.
You're sure?
Yeah. I believe that Ben Crump, using local counsel, sent a letter out just last night, gave it to Don Lemon on his show, and Don Lemon on his show confirmed that they have not given the phone to investigators.
Well, that's on investigators because they need to get the phone.
Exactly.
And they need to look at it.
They should have been
How they
asking
gonna
for
get
that fucking phone.
But they don't give it to them.
Warrant? Subpoena Dukas
Based on
Deacon? Grand
what?
jury subpoena Dukas Deacon?
Sure, but it hasn't been to the grand
Nolan's
jury
phone?
yet. Hasn't been to the grand jury
There
yet.
is. Are you telling me you don't think a grand jury is convening on this?
I think they are. I don't think they have looked
Well,
at
you
the
said,
case
how do you
yet.
get the phone? You obviously get the phone. Police go say, hey, can we look at the phone? And they go, sure, here it is. That's one way.
Well,
Or you're
but they don't give it to
investigating
them.
potential crime. You get a warrant and you go, hey, give me the phone. Here's the warrant. That's 2 ways. Or you get a grand jury or a judge's order. There's all sorts of ways to get that phone.
Well, Nancy,
You could just
Nancy,
ask
why,
and they hand it over.
yeah, Nancy,
Why
why,
didn't they give it to
why
him?
is the, yeah, Nancy, why, why is that phone hasn't been turned over? Why? Why?
I
Why
guess
would
it
the
hasn't
DA's
been
office
asked
need to
for,
get a
But
warrant?
I think it should be, and I think it should be asked for. Look, I am not stirring the Nolan Wells phone pot with you. I got bigger fish to
Has y'all motherfucking client's phone been turned in, bitch? Answer that. Why haven't your client's phones been turned in?
fight with you two gentlemen. I'm just curious. I mean, wouldn't that put a lot to bed if we could look at the phone and look at the GPS tracker on it, look at the route? I mean, look,
Yeah,
I know
we
where my
want more
twins are
evidence.
right now because he got live 360. Yay.
Nancy,
Nancy,
Why
we
can't we
want
look
more.
at that? I mean,
Nancy, we want more evidence. Let's get it all. That's the thing. That's the beauty of it. When you're telling the truth and you're representing 3 innocent young men, the beauty of it is you want more evidence.
We gave our phones up. We let them do
Yeah.
a phone up of our phones.
which I find very, very interesting because a phone dump, everybody shows where the phone's been, what time it was there. It's not hard to do. It pings off phone cell towers, and you can tell as it progresses along. Not hard, easy. And I find that probative because it will tell me when the boys went to Horn Island, the young men, and when they returned. It's better than an eyewitness to me. Tyler, what else do you have to add?
Nancy, we have told you, we've told everyone we could, we've shouted it from the rooftops. The same story over and over again. There's no other way to say it. It's like banging our heads against the wall because nobody, at least in the online atmosphere, will listen to it. We've said the same thing over and over and over again. We can't say it any other different way. That's the truth. The truth is what it is.
Hi, guys. Nancy Grace here. If you are a homeowner, you probably thought, should I call American Financing to refinance and pay off?
They full of shit. So now they done took their phones and got phone dumps. Out of all those people that was on that fucking boat, all the people that was on the boat, they did phone dumps of all theirs or just y'all clients, and they haven't come up with a motherfucking thing. For one, they're not asking why did you call your grandfather before you called for help if the boat was sinking? If they had their phones, then they had the metadata of those videos. Why would they be recording them while they were fucking sinking? As for one, and who was recording them? So did they get the people phone that made that recording? Did they get the phone that from them, that information from them? And then Officer Ruck is saying that he got to ask the boys, hey, Jay Sanders, that he got to ask the boys for the metadata and to send him the metadata and all this shit, to send the trend out loud and all this shit. But that was taken from somebody else's fucking phone. So whose phone was that shit taken from?
Or having the boat searched by law enforcement with scent dogs, cadaver dogs, and luminol would go a long way to stopping the speculation. 99 cents. And good luck. I truly believe that submitting to polygraphs or having the boat searched by law enforcement with scent dogs, cadaver dogs, and luminol would go a long way to stopping the speculation. But again, all that aside, if I could speak to or hear from those witnesses placing Nolan alive at 6 after your clients had left the island, I feel that the investigation would take a different turn. In any event, we do not want to pile on any individuals suffering if they are in fact innocent. That's not what I want. I want the truth, as I believe you do too.
Well, of course I do. I'll be happy to reach out to them and at least ask them. Best I can do.
That said, gentlemen, I appreciate you coming on with us, and I invite you back to answer even more questions.
Thank you, Nancy.
Not the one at
Cox
the bottom.
and Pulsick have been in court today, throughout the day, on another matter, and have joined us here and answered a lot of questions and didn't answer a lot of questions. They say they don't know the answer to. And they could very well be telling the truth. So when will we know the truth? And my burning question at this hour is, if those witnesses are telling the truth, that Nolan Wells was alive at 6 p.m., how did he die? Who was the last person with him?
Exactly.
And why, tonight, 1 month later, do we not know the truth of what happened to Nolan Wells? If you know or think you know anything regarding this case, and I implore the FBI to enter the investigation, dial 228-769-3063. Repeat, 228-769-3063. There's a $125,000 reward for information leading to the truth of what happened to Nolan Wells. I also implore you, please, we can take the trolling online, don't care, but the death threats, no, to anybody. Let the law unfold as it should. We remember an American hero, Chief William Rosen, Neptune Township, EMS, New Jersey, killed in the line of duty, leaving behind a wife turned widow, Kristen, and an only son, Sebastian. American hero, Chief William.
Oh. There we have it, Dumb and Dumber. They still don't make no fucking sense. And when she started asking them tough questions, that what is his name? The one at the bottom, we just gonna call him damn Dumber Poindexter. He got really fucking defensive and trying to, argue back with her and shit like that. it's too much. Yeah, they doing too much deflection. And first of all, lawyers don't even come out talking about my client is 100% innocent. Da 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 da. My client innocent, whatever the case. He haven't done the crimes he accused of, whatever the case may be. They talking as if they talking so matter of factly as if they was there, but they're talking like this because they know that the law enforcement ain't about to do shit to their fucking clients. That's why they trying to push this defamation shit to try to scare people to shut the fuck up so we can just leave it alone and they can go on about their motherfucking business and enjoy their rest of their fucking lives and then have Christine and fucking damn Elmore and their family living in hell. No. Now you so concerned you want to get his motherfucking phone. If you ain't want that phone back when y'all found his body to start investigating shit, you don't need the motherfucker now. And you not having a motherfucker by your damn self. And again, that shouldn't even be their option. That shit should have been confiscated from the fucking begin. And if y'all wasn't trying to do no slick shit, y'all would be fine with going through the shit with the investigators. But now y'all trying to act like they done something to it. They doing something sneaky. No, motherfucker. Y'all erasing some shit out of that motherfucking phone. Because I want to know too, like Christine got into that shit pretty easy. I'm quite sure she ain't have to go through nothing. She just opened it up. So he might not had a damn thing on his damn phone, no lock or nothing on his phone, and they was was able to get into it. Or they asses probably could have opened his eyes and opened his phone. You ever think that? Because again, Warren said that he called Miss Christine and told her that they hadn't heard from Nolan and asked her, has she heard from him? She cannot hear from him because y'all motherfuckers got his phone. Because I'm quite sure y'all know the first thing she gonna do is try to call him. But he claimed that he told her that they had his phone. If y'all told her y'all had his phone, why the fuck does she have to track it? Because she tracked it after she had the conversation with him about them having not heard from Nolan. And then come to find out the phone at y'all motherfucking house. Too many of them connected to his case. Yeah. And again, it's not just those 3-4 motherfuckers. It's at least 7 that Wyatt said was on the fucking boat, going and coming back. Warren said it was about 7 on each big boat, on the small boat, or 7 or 8, 10 or some shit like that. So all of those people's phones should have been damn collected and dumped. And again, why now all of a sudden y'all want to fucking dump fucking Nolan's phone? Because y'all want a reason to fuck with his damn parents. And the way that my emotional distress and in a silver suit would be on now all they motherfucking asses because y'all fucking with that lady and her husband. But they really fucking with her. And I think they fucking with her because they want her husband to do the fucking fool. So they can say the angry black man. That's what they want. They want Elmore to cut a motherfucking fool and snatch one of their asses up like he was about to do that night about them keys. They want, and even how the boy gonna say, that's like I told his dad, and he's saying whatever. Like, you know, that was like my bro. That's, it's like, who the fuck is you talking to? Jax? About to get your ass jacked the fuck up? Fucking with that damn man, and you talking about his fucking son missing, and y'all sorry asses sitting in here half-ass sleeping, drunk and shit. And again, that don't signify that y'all was fucking worried about him either, because he said y'all motherfuckers was all damn sleep like y'all had just woke up. I wouldn't be able to sleep if a motherfucker that was like a sister to me was damn missing. Shit, me and Brownie be ready to go down and ride out of the motherfucking town and shit when we're here for dinner over the fucking weekend. Shit. So you mean to tell me, all y'all motherfuckers got all these access to all these fucking boats, but y'all couldn't take y'all ass back out there to that fucking island. Y'all done went to a whole nother party. Ain't gave no fuck about Nolan, where he at, if he want to come and join the festivities and the fireworks at this other pool party. Because Warren said it like they just decided to go over to that girl house for a fucking alibi. That's why he was talking to the father, because the father had talked to his mammy now. The boys need to come over for an alibi. Too many people are involved in this, and if all of them shut the fuck up or point the finger at each other and other people, they trying to get out of this shit. And those attorneys, they talking like that because they already have orders that ain't shit about to happen to their fucking clients. Period, point blank. In my damn opinion, we heard the CETO call. They were acting by the time Elmore. Yes, exactly. Exactly. After I almost damn went sinking in 31 feet of fucking water, and I finally get to land, I'm not going back to nowhere to get back in no motherfucking pool of shit. I'm not even taking a shower that night. Shit, I'm so damn scared of water at this point because I was just about to drown in damn 31 feet of water. He couldn't even tell the motherfucker the proper feet. 17 feet, 31 feet. How the fuck you on a boat that's sinking, but you don't know where the shit at? Are we gonna talk about that? Yeah, they setting up reasonable doubt. Twin, that's period, point blank. That's all they're doing. That's why, and I agree with whoever said they done paid Katie off. I agree with that. I think they done paid her something because she ain't said shit, but her sister have. Now their attorneys know that Katie took a voice stress test. And again, that was y'all brother, y'all best friend. I'm on Katie's ass. Bitch, what happened to my fucking friend? But it looked like Katie was on the boat with them. They said Katie was next to them on the other boat. She was going with them. And why the fuck would he say, I'm gonna get a ride with somebody else instead of I'm gonna ride back with Katie now? Since he was so hugged up and cradling Katie like she was a newborn fucking infant, which given that you was jealous because ain't nobody cradling your motherfucking damn bobcat looking ass. Who the fuck talks like that? He was cradling Katie. Child. I'll see y'all back sometime tomorrow. And Officer Dan Ruckus did put out that third part, but it's like an hour long. So we'll get into that tomorrow. But I wanted y'all to see these dumb and dumber ass fucking damn attorneys that they think that, I don't know if they think everybody got a low IQ or something like that, or I don't know if is it something in the Mississippi? You know what? It might be something in that Mississippi water, much like the Flint water up here. Because I know we used to call that water chocolate when we used to go down there for the summer, because when you run the water in a tub, like it literally tastes different and it's like brown kind of. It looks brown. We used to call the water chocolate because you run it in a tub, it looks brown. It doesn't, like, you know how water come out when rust is in it. That's how the water looked down there, period. So I don't know if they got cleaner filters now for the water, but I know back when I was a kid and we used to go back down to Mississippi every summer, that water is something in the water. So it may have people with a low IQ and they think that they can really run some shit over on people that is very smart, very observant. These internet sleuths are picking this shit apart and they know it. And I don't know, again, who the fuck they think they fooling. So yeah. Are you from Michigan, twin? Yeah, I'm in Michigan now. I was born in Mississippi, child. So, but I'm gonna give them all the damn smoke, okay? Because they deserve it for this shit. Because this is too much. So y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. Please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this more, and make sure y'all check out that short. And I put the link to this hair that I'm wearing in the comment section. I'll try to put it in the description box if I remember. But this was the reddish brown wig from I think Beauty Forever, and it's from Beauty Forever, and it was in a 12 Days a Slave series. All right, so thank y'all for pulling up on your girl, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Let me see, I gotta add my exit. But y'all, again, make sure y'all subscribing to this channel. Bye.
Welcome to Tater Tot Lane, come ride with me. Hot tea, real talk, yeah, that's the key. So tune in. Let's talk about